know what they're thinking. They're thinking there's a turkey in here, boy.
There's a good bird in here.
There is a turkey in there.
Not just any turkey.
No, there's a good bird in there. Maybe this isn't a good idea.
Number 3.
Third truck in a half mile. Not good. Well, it's good for them.
Must be some turkeys in there.
Must be turkeys in there.
That little zone there.
Yep, must be. Down that little feeder creek. Right there. Ain't very far.
Oh yeah.
I ain't so sure it ain't a Jake.
Why's that?
I don't know. Just the way he's acting.
Why? Because he's gobbled 2 or 3 times now.
He ain't gobbling on his own. He's just answering that owl.
Where's he at? Is he on that next ridge up there?
He's just right there. He's not very far at all. Should we try to get in there and get on him?
Yeah.
I think so.
Gobbling turkey.
Quick lesson for you when you're road striking. Never park in the middle of the road. Always pull off in a spot where if one gobbles, you can just leave your car right there.
That way you don't have to start your car.
That way if one does gobble and he's real close, yeah, you don't have to fire your car back up and then move it like we have to do in this instance.
We've had to put it in neutral a few times and just roll her back into spots.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Problem is this turkey's not very far off the road. He's just right there in that little holler. Not very far at all. I mean, it's a good thing for us because we don't have to walk very far, but hopefully we didn't booger him. Many places to hide in here. Back at that little pine back there where we just shoot down that road. Just slipping down this road and getting real close to where I heard that turkey gobble from the road, from the gravel out there. We're pretty sure we can hear drumming down in there. Like 99% sure. Basically just over this little lip. We've been finding turkey tracks up here on this little ridge too, so I could definitely see one coming up here. These burns are just really hard to hide in.
Yeah, it's super open down through there.
I'm assuming this thing's got hens, and that's why he's not gobbling. He's just down in there strutting, but
Yeah.
we get to calling up here. He may come up to this road. There's another little logging deck that goes down there to him, down in here too.
Yeah, that one probably goes right down there to him.
Yeah, I'm sure that it does. I'm sure it cuts right down there to him. They may even be on it.
Could be.
I don't know though. They also might just come right up through that stuff. We made a setup and did some calling back here behind us, but never heard him again. Thought we could hear him drumming a few times, but it was faint, like he was still in that bottom. Now we've crept back up here to where we initially heard the drumming and we can't hear it. We just heard a woodpecker go off in the bottom and a turkey gobbled to it. I don't know if it was this turkey or a different one. We're real close to the road though, and we got guys up here on the road right now that are owl hooting and stuff. So there's a lot of commotion going on. I'm just gonna let things quiet down up there and then we'll ease in here with them. Right here where we started the morning.
Right where we woke up.
My Mizzou chair's right over there where I left it. And dive off in here behind the tents and go down these ridges. See if we can strike them back up. Right there.
Yep.
That's that same turkey
Yep.
we heard a while ago.
He gets up on top of that ridge over there.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what we need to do now because this trail runs like this, which would be the obvious decision if it breaks out into some more open woods, but he's also kind of drifting this way.
Think about looping back to that other ridge.
Yeah, I mean, we got to loop way back and around and go down along the edge of that creek.
Doesn't look like it's a big, steep gully to get to this other ridge for him.
He's right there off the back point. I think we got to get on them back ridges next to that creek. We might try to meander our way through this crap here. If he's down in that creek over there.
Yeah.
Which is where it sounded like he was when he was gobbling.
Yeah.
mid-morning right now. We only got a couple more hours to hunt, and that bird behind camp shut up on us. We could not relocate him. However, did get a clear picture of how those woods lay back in there and know the direction of travel that he took leaving that roost site. So hopefully we can get him or another one roosted in that same spot again tonight. Just got a couple hours left right now. We're just gonna prospect around and see if we can find something. A bunch of this really steep terrain, rolling terrain, I really like for striking because that sound carries so far through it. You can use it to your advantage to kind of get up on high points and call across valleys and rivers and fields or whatever. Bounce that call off of distant ridges and still be able to hear turkeys from them. So that's what we're gonna do for the next couple hours here. See if we can turn one up.
Nick and I didn't really have a spot we were super committed on this morning. We came back into a spot we were roosting last night. Habitat's incredible. There's like 2 sets of boot tracks. Saw some hen tracks. Didn't hear anything last night, but it looks great. And we got a lot of land and there's no other trucks that we saw. We're just gonna listen for a little bit. I think if we don't hear anything, we're just gonna bail pretty quick and try to find a new spot.
I just heard one.
Did you?
Up there off that big cut.
Cool. We should go to that top.
Yep.
Let's go. We were just doing that little opening interview. Nick heard a bird gobble. 40 seconds later, we heard him again. We're just gonna readjust. Should be able to hear really well from up here and have multiple different ways that we can play on him. If we cut down through this bowl and try to get back up into like here, maybe we can use that terrain to come up.
There's
one out there, yep. Should we just cut on this? I think it might just be out of sight now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's only 6:45. We were working up. Hadn't heard that bird for 20, 25 minutes. Assumed he just flew down to that bottom and wasn't gobbling or we couldn't hear him. We kept moving along this edge, and I saw something moving, and I thought it was like a deer or something. I saw a shotgun move down, someone waved up at us. We had made a big move around. It's almost like they parked right on top of us and came right in. There was one bird gobbling out here, and one access to get into here, so whatever. It's public land, I guess. I don't really want to mess them up or go in there and try to communicate. We just waved and backed out. They had the better setup before we did, so we're gonna just take this road out and probably get the heck out of here pretty quick. We got another couple spots picked out. It's another gorgeous day. We'll see what we can get ourselves into right now. Been a few hours since we left that last spot where we walked up on those guys. We bailed out of there, made a big loop back around, and we had heard one other bird this morning. We knew it was in this direction. We dropped a pin on the general location, and then after we left, we just made a big loop around, checked some parking lots, and eventually made it down to this block where we could access in. It's about 9 o'clock now, so we're just slipping in on this spot, generally where we heard this gobble. We're gonna try to get on the ridge system where we assume where it was at. We're just slipping in through this hardwood bottom now. Nice and open down through this bottom. There's thick cuts and just thick overgrown stuff on multiple of these ridges. We're seeing some old scratching and stuff walking in. So we're just taking it easy, and we're gonna get up on that ridge and try to break it apart a little bit. If nothing pans out, we'll just bail out pretty quick and keep moving on.
Sounds like they're right here, right above us.
We've been working down this road. We crashed through some nasty thick stuff. Weren't seeing much sign. We plopped down, and we were gonna call over this bottom, eat some snacks, and chill out and just listen. And as soon as we sat down, I heard something down to the right, and we shifted, and we kept hearing it just ease closer, and you could just hear turkeys raking. Never got into sight, and they slowly worked. There's a couple treetops, just plenty of stuff laying down right here that blocked them. And as soon as we couldn't hear them anymore, we decided we're gonna shift. We're just gonna get up to that log, listen real closely from up there, see if we can hear him down in that other bowl. And then we might call from up there or something, see if we can pull him back in. This is the highest top of this whole ridge. Not making much noise. Gonna make it tough on us. We got up to the highest point here, right to where the birds walk through. We can see they're scratching. We sat up here for a few more minutes. Called, nothing happened. We finished our snacks here since we got cut off earlier. After seeing what they were doing coming up from that bottom, cutting over this point, dropping down into this bowl. We got some private line to work with on that side, so instead of trying to get above them or chase them, just keep staying behind them, we're gonna drop back down to this road we were on and do a big loop around the north side of this point. Basically just get inside of the same bench that we're assuming they're on down there and come around on them, just be in the bench rather than having to drop down on them or try to pull them back where they've already walked through. Seems like it's a super dominant tom. He's got his hens. We heard him one single time this morning, so we'll try to kill him.
Top. Inserting drum. It's getting closer. Inserting drum again.
We're wrapping up day 2 here. Nick and I are out listening across the creek from the spot we ended at this morning. We had to leave that bird at 1. Made a big loop around him getting out. We feel pretty confident we didn't spook him. Today we just got out to this point. It's the closest spot we can get to try to listen to him for an evening. We got a ridge between us and him. We don't know if we're gonna hear him or not, but we're pretty sure regardless, we're gonna gom our way back in there in the morning. We heard him there this morning at least once. It's one of our best leads. We feel pretty confident in it. We're just gonna sit it out for the last 15 minutes here, see if we hear anything. But we'll probably see you back at camp, making some food and getting to bed and getting ready to hunt this guy in the morning. 5 a.m., day 3. We just gommed a half mile to this trail. Didn't turn the camera on or anything for it. Just crashed through it. We have a 1.5 mile walk back into this bird. That's where we finished yesterday. We went and listened from across the creek yesterday evening. Didn't hear anything. We got some mediocre weather this morning. We're just going right back in. Feel pretty confident this tom's gonna be right in that same hole. Majority of their sign is right on the north side of that point. We feel pretty confident we can take this trail all the way down, right back into that bottom we were in yesterday. Sit tight with them for the first bit of the morning. And if they do make a move up to that high point, we can use that road to get back up above them. We kind of feel, probably not talk to the camera too much more, because once we get in there, we might be really close to some birds.
You guys look wicked in this right now. Jeez.
133 yards. Been slipping in through the bottom. It's not going too bad. It's 5:35. And we got a little bit of overcast helping us out. And we got some creek noise helping us out. We got another 100 yards or so to push up. Nothing's flown yet.
Back in here this morning when we were on that turkey yesterday, the one that we heard from the road. We found some turkey sign back here on this burnt pine ridge yesterday. Once we got here though, it was too late. He wasn't gobbling anymore and we couldn't find him. So we just decided to come into this ridge at first light and see if we could hear one. Nick and Keith are down the road at the same spot they hunted yesterday. They got real close to one yesterday right before closing time, but hopefully these turkeys are still in the same spots or pretty close. Gobble again.
him, huh?
Probably. Up and over that little knob there.
I don't know how far away that shot was, but it was right in the direction of that turkey. I was just hoping that he was gonna come back up in here like he did yesterday, but he didn't.
6:35.
I'd say we can probably walk out of here now. Struggling, boy. Just keep looking. Got set up. Been set for 15 minutes or so. Slowly getting light. Bird finally just gobbled once. Got this creek beside us and we got these trees behind us. We can't really get a gauge of exactly where it was at. Sounded like it was either on this point or it was behind us. It's tough with these trees, but either way, feel pretty good in this spot. It seemed like they milled right through this bottom and up this point beside us yesterday morning. Sit tight and let it. There it was. Might have been a different one even. That's probably him. Seems like he's on this point, so if they mill right up this bottom, might come right in front of us. Oh yeah. Yep. Different gobblers, yep. Right between them all. I think we're in a good spot. Yeah. One behind us might get close. Yeah. Just keep your ear out for him. That one was behind us, but yeah, that third one. He's coming to the bottom. To the left. Can you see him? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To the left. How far? 80 yards. Further than my barrel? To the right of the barrel. We're behind some trees from it. Working the base of the ridge, left to right.
closest one is in range.
Don't see him on that bow.
They're all about 45 yards. Kill that one on the right. One on the right, Keith.
Yeah, got him. Let's go, Nick. Hey, let's go, buddy. Let's go. 3 longbeards. Oh my! That was beautiful, dude. That was beautiful. Oh my God, dude! I'm about to lose it. Let's go. Let's go. Did they pitch off that hill?
They did.
I thought I saw him. I was looking here. We had a hen up here, 3 or 4 hens up there, whatever it was. I was looking down here, waiting for him to cross, on that lower bench. Another tom back here, gobbling like not too far, just as far as him. And I was like, man, he's gonna close. We're right in the middle of him. And these ones start coming. I look over here out of the corner of my eye and I see black, but it looked like it was like this big to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's either them or it was just a crow, and I'm gonna stay looking this way. And then you were like left, and I was like, thought that was them, and then I shifted too far, and I was like, yeah, I just messed it up. And then this hen up here started cutting and putting at us, and I was like, if they can just get to that window, because we had this. I saw this log this morning, and I was like,
Yeah.
could be a problem,
And you know
but it's
what?
also kind of good for us.
Right before he shot, he went right behind it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Really?
It doesn't matter. I got him strutting
ya?
down there in the bottom and coming across. All 3 of them, dude. There was 4 in here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Work the gong.
Let's go put our hands on him.
That was a poke.
Hey, that tree right there, I
really-
got light enough. I did the range
Meter?
with here, and it said 48, and I was like, if
Yep.
they get this side of that tree, it's dead all
I
day.
figured I was looking at pretty much right where he was at for shooting. I was like, that's 545, and it was wide open, so I'll throw a shot on it. Stoned him.
And I couldn't hear what you were saying, so I was just trying to. Oh man.
Nick, buddy. Oh my God, dude. What a hunt.
That was incredible. Oh, he's got bar and all with his fan too.
Oh yeah. That's what we needed after a couple mornings of kind of getting our butt handed to us.
Yep.
It happens. What a gorgeous 2-year-old, you know.
We just got in here in the hole with them, and boy, we were in the hole. That's where they were roosted, right up there.
And we came in 80 yards from a hen probably.
Oh, she was closer than
We were
that.
sitting there.
When she pitched out, I was like, geez.
Hadn't heard a
I looked
gobble
over,
for-
and I watched her go up there on that ridge.
Did you? I right out of the corner of my eye, I was just like, and I was just like, whoa, we were right on top of those things. But I think that creek noise really helps walking in. Like we definitely made noise, but.
And that one behind us, we might have had him a little boogered the way we walked in, but there might have just been so much going on that he couldn't resist it. You know, he had to start gobbling.
And I figured if these things heard him gobble with us calling with these hens here, and if we respond to that other turkey too, that it's just like these things have to come in this bottom and check these out. My only fear was that they were going to slip up.
Yep.
And I think if it was one lone tom, he would have just done that right up to the top. But it was
I saw one just pop up, and I was like, oh man, there's one right there. And then I saw one pitch down next to it. I had no idea that there was
just pitching down right into the bottom with us.
long beards everywhere.
I definitely had some fears of just like getting in to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because like even like the local guys, like, you gotta get on the bluff with them, and it's always like you gotta be higher than them. And my fear was just like, we're gonna be on the bottom no matter what, they're gonna go to the top. But it was just like, if we can be with hens, I'm gonna feel really good, and just being in this whole money hunt right there. That was a lot of fun.
It's the money hole.
Down in the creek bottom.
Dude, I was shaking so bad.
Oh my God, me too.
I'm still shaking.
I could see them, like I literally could only see their feet, and you're just like, they're in range. And finally I saw the top of a white head over that log, and then I just saw their feet, and was just like, oh, 5 more steps, dude.
And when that putting started happening, well, it didn't seem to bother them at all. They were just looking at this puddle, they were looking at it like.
And there's so many hens around too, like, I think just making hen noise, and like they knew they had to get up in that region anyways, and they were gonna go into.
I thought of something crossed my mind that Warb said to me in Mississippi. Because when I killed that bird, he come in that bottom, and then when I got him eyes on him, I got scared to call and he just kept skirting us.
Yeah.
And these, I was like, and Warb told me, he was like, if you would have waited when they got behind a tree and just yelped real soft, he'll have to come a little closer to see and get over there. But he's paralleled me because they're side eyeing you, looking, trying to see where he had been.
Edge.
And when they were, I was filming them strut right there. And I was like, as soon as they get behind some brush, I'm gonna call. And they crossed that creek right there to get to us. So I'm gonna call real soft. And they all got behind it. I called, and then the next time I see them, they're over here, and they'd cut like 20 yards closer.
Yeah,
I mean, it was everything we needed for them to get. I mean, it was that little bit we needed. We needed them right here.
What a hunt!
What a hunt!
Hopefully we can find my GoPro on the way out of here.
And you definitely had it.
I had it. As far as I know, I had it this morning. So.
All right. Well, good thing. Yeah, I got a tracker going too. So. And
we're tagged out.
We're tagged. We got plenty of time.
We might end up in Kentucky or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
Got some M2 straps for a turkey tote. That's all I had with me. We got a 2-mile hike out of here. About 7:15, we finished pretty early. So we're gonna head back and probably edit this video up a little bit. Got the turkey up and start talking plans, because this opens up some schedule for me at least.
Yep.
Maybe me and Nick both. We'll see. Got some fun stuff. I'm fired up.
There's the killers.
And that's a hunt.
And he's down.
Nice, Keith.
He came in,
work.
I said, Nick, that's the one I'm taking. Just a beautiful Eastern, huh?
Oh man.
Pretty wild morning, huh?
It was. And
Did you all get down in there right where you were wanting to get there before daylight then?
I realized it was 3 longbeards. They all stood up real tall, and I could see them. And I tell Keith, I'm like, to your left. And I finally hear him say, how far left of my barrel? And I kind of peek around the camera, and he's way over here. I was like, no, to the right.
And started putting at one point too, and I like thought maybe they would get weird and start turning back around, but she putted and they kept just going.
She was putting, and it never changed their demeanor at all.
Pretty sweet.
That's that.
Not out in the woods. We're actually staying in the middle of a McDonald's parking lot at the moment. We just got this video edited up this afternoon, and that's going up tonight. So we're gonna get it posted, and then we're gonna head back to the field, and Nick and Warb still have tags. So we got 1 more day to hunt here. 1 or 2 more days we're gonna hunt here, and we'll see what we can get into. But thanks for watching. If you wanna watch the first video from here, click right here. If you wanna subscribe to the podcast channel or this channel, click right down here.